हरिः ॐ शं नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शं न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. I thought yesterday you enjoyed the chanting of Om. If you really practice the Om, the methods what I explained yesterday, definitely you will travel into the next phases of your life in the spiritual world. Lot of awakenings will be happen, and finally you will find joy inside. You will find the happiness inside. You will get lot of strength and courage. And above all, when somebody chants Om continuously every day with all the focus on the Om and all the time listening to the Om and try to live with the Om, one thing will certainly happen. In our language, we call it Sharanagati in Sanskrit. In English, it is surrenderness. We will be surrendered to the Om. Om is the creation. Om is the universal consciousness. Om is the root sound. And Om is everything. When somebody chanting the Om continuously and listening to it, try to live with the Om. Go to the sleep with the Om. Immediately after getting up from the bed, chant the Om. Means awakening, or to get up from the bed to come to the objective world with Om. Again, before going to sleep, the way I said, slowly go deep into yourself and chant the Om with your mind, and then go into the sleep. Then Om will become yourself and you will become Om. This is the final practice. Even somebody, before leaving the body, before his death, with all the practices of so many years, what happens? He closes his eyes, put his mind and everything and focus on the breathings, and he starts chanting Om inside, and slowly leaves his physical body. That means merging in the Om and the breathings. Breathings are nothing but the air. Among the 5 elements, the fourth one is the air and fifth one is the space, the most subtle ones. Without leaving any associations, without leaving anything in this world, he just flies and merges in the ocean of life, or in the space, or in the Om. Again he will born with the same experience. This is the beauty of the chanting of Om. Today, now, I am going to explain to you how to breathe. myself explained to you many types of breathings. Anuloma, Viloma, Pranayama, Nadi Shodhana, Suryachandra Nadi Bhedana, Suryachandra Nadi Bhedana Pranayama, Brahmari, Basrika, Kapalabhati, Shetkari, Shetali. Like that, there are so many pranayamas explained in Hatha Yoga. But Kundalini Pranayama is there, and Kriya Yoga Pranayama is there, and there are so many hundreds of different of styles of pranayamas. But what I am going to explain to you is the simple pranayama and the final pranayama. The simple and final. Why it is final means, if you observe the nature, it is so simple. It follows a law, a dharma. According to the law of the nature, a law of the nature, law of the universe, it goes on like that. There are no special techniques about it. So for specific purposes, we can use different techniques of pranayamas for different purposes. Here we are dealing with life, not with any speciality. We are trying to become one with the nature. We are trying to imitate the phenomenon of the nature, the laws of the nature, the laws of the universe in a simple way. That's why what I am going to explain to you now is a simple way of practicing breathings. It's highly powerful and advanced. Don't think it is so simple. It is simple, but at the same time, it is highly powerful. Whenever you find time, when the air is very pure, open all the doors in the house. Of course, in the Europe and America, in the cold seasons, it is not possible. So you can have your own arrangements, or at least come to the terrace or come to the hall inside. In the cold seasons, you cannot open the windows and the doors in the Western countries. So then you can manage to sit in a spacious place, and then close your eyes and breathe. Breathe totally. Totally means just breathe the space, breathe the air from the space totally to inside. We are not using any thumbs or like this. Just close your eyes, open yourself to the space. Open mind to the space. Open yourself to the space. Don't confine yourself. Even though you are sitting in a chair, in a room or in a hall, then once you close your eyes and forget about all the surroundings and open yourself to the space, to the sky, feel like you are in the space. And then what we have to do, and breathe in the space and the air like you are breathing the prana, the life, the light, the energy, and the consciousness of the God and the love of the God. You feel like breathe the whole thing into inside. It takes some time to have a feel about it, but you try. That's very important. Don't feel that you are a very teeny human being or sitting in a room and in some country or in some street with a small body. Don't do like that. Visualize yourself sitting in the space and breathe the space and breathe the air. And what happens with every breathing and every breath in, the energies and the light from the space and come and fill your entire body. When you once breathe in, wait for few seconds, not minutes. What for waiting? Because to allow the air travel to the every cell of your body. Then breathe out. How to breathe out? Again you have to breathe out with all your joy, with all your happiness. Breathe out with all your happiness. Feel like again you are going into the space. Space is nothing but the God. Everything comes out of it and everything goes into it. This is a phenomenon. We came to earth from that. Again after we die, again we will go back into the source. That is what I am speaking now. So breathe in that and breathe out into it. And I told you two sentences. The death of the God consciousness is the birth of the human consciousness. Again, the death of the human consciousness is the birth of the God consciousness. That means the only one who is the Supreme, he came as human being. He is there in everybody, in every being, the plant, in the animal, in the insects, in the humans, in the devas, in the angels. He has become many. And all the many again goes back into the oneness. That's how we have to feel when he is coming as ourself, and then a duplicate I am will be formed like an image, like a reflection. Real I am and the false I am. Death of the man consciousness means death of the false I am. When the false I am is dead, then only we can enter into the universal consciousness or the God consciousness. That's why what we have to do, don't think about the negatives. Some people say when you are breathing out, breathe out all the negativities. It is not a good practice. Even it is not applied to the common sense also. And everybody breathing out their negativities out, that means we expect others have to take it. Others have to, when they breathe in, what they will breathe? All the negativities released by all the other beings, all the other fellows, and they have to breathe it. Somebody is releasing, throw out all the negativities, that means you have to breathe his negativities. This is not the right attitude in yoga. The right attitude is you have to spread, you have to distribute, you have to pass the joy, the happiness. That's why you have to change the attitude. When you breathe out, you breathe out like you are spreading the joy and sending it to the universe. A good intention, a good wish, a strong will. So this is the way how to practice. Don't use any techniques here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Do it slowly. A little bit deeper, not so deeper, soft, gentle, uniform breathing. And if you practice like this, I'm telling you, within few days, you feel like you are totally full. People who are having the heart problems and the lung problems, this is my advice to you. Don't breathe so deep. Don't breathe out so deep. Do it in a comfortable way. The test is, you should not feel any burden here or any stress here, either at the heart region or at the lungs region. You breathe according to the capacity of your lungs. You remember that. This is the first set of breathings. So you practice it. When it is sun outside, when the environment is so beautiful, weather is so beautiful, go out, sit under a tree or in the meadows or near to the lake, where you see the sky and water and earth and purified air. All the five elements will be there. Then where is the fire here? Your aspiration is the fire. Your intention is the fire. Your will is the fire. Your thought to do something with all the focus itself is the fire. So with the five elements, just go and take deep breaths in the open air. When the climate is so good, when the sun is very gentle, not so hot, you practice it. You will understand what I am telling you now. The second practice is, we practiced many times, it is called purification of the nadis. The pranayama is called pranayama, which purifies the nadis in the Anuloma Viloma pranayama. All of you know it very well. I will show you once again. Close your right nostril with right thumb. You can put your fingers like this, or whatever you like. Some people they like this, and some people they like this, and some people they like this. So whatever it may be. So close your right nostril. Breathe in with the left one. Breathe out with the right one. Again breathe in with the right one. Breathe out with the left one. When you breathe in, you put your mind here, so that breath will go up. Stay there for few seconds, not even 5 seconds, just stay there, and then breathe out comfortably. And stay there for just few seconds and breathe in. Stay there for few seconds and breathe out. It is a very, very wonderful pranayama. It purifies and activates the Sushumna, Ida and Pingala nadis. It is the one way of taking the bath in the three rivers, the famous rivers in India, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. People from all over the world, they come to India to take bath. In the Ganges, there is Ganga and Yamuna and Saraswati, and they go to those places and they will take their bath physically. When you do this pranayama without going to those rivers, and every day if you practice this pranayama, it is like taking the bath in the three rivers. That is purifying your inner bodies, purifying the inner vehicles, purifying the different planes inside. It is a wonderful pranayama, and you practice it. 5 minutes practice is more than enough. You remember one thing, meditation you can do for hours together, 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 1 hour, whereas the breathings are concerned, pranayama is concerned, if you do each method 5 minutes, that is more than enough. That is more than enough. Then after doing the pranayama for 5 minutes, then go to the meditation. You do not do the pranayama for hours together. You can do, no problem. There is no harm in it. But the effect is so strong. In pranayama, we may not focus our mind, and even though we close our eyes, mind may go travel somewhere else, and so many thoughts will be coming inside, and lot of disturbances and lot of sounds, because we have to silence our mind in the meditation. That is the most difficult part. Why pranayamas are very important? Because you are doing something with the mind. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out, and focus this thing and visualize this thing. All these things we have to do with our mind. That's why mind will be focused on some activity. That's why it cannot go outside. That is the beauty in the pranayama. Why all the time I ask the people to do the pranayamas? Why? Because you are engaging your mind in some activity. That is the pattern of the mind. That is the phenomenon of the mind. We have to engage the mind in some activity. In pranayama, we are engaging our mind on the breathings. You understand? In the meditation, we are not engaging the mind on any particular thing. That's why mind wanted to go outside. Right? So, the most important thing to follow in the pranayama, in the breathings is, whenever you are doing any breathing practice and put your mind on the breathings. All the time travel with your mind, all the time follow your breathing. Breathe in, follow with your mind the breathe in. Breathe out, your mind has to follow the breathe out process. This is the only thing you have to practice, right? And third set of pranayama, okay, how to heal the body with the practice of pranayama. How to heal the body with the practice of pranayama. So the first step is, I explained to you, and breathe in, and you are breathing the oxygen, you are breathe in the light and the life in the space, and feel like it is traveling your entire body, your entire cell is filled with the oxygen and filled with the light and filled with the life force. And with every breath in, you are taking the life inside from the space. And then the next practice, what we have to do, suppose if you have some problem here, for example, if you have some problem here, then put your hands here, put your mind here and breathe. Slow breathings. Like this. If you have problem here, put your hand like this. If your problem is here, put your hands like this and breathe. Put your mind also here. Sometimes you will fall into sleep. Sometimes you will fall into sleep. Remember that. So if you practice, if you want to practice this, practice when you are totally free or before going to bed. Do as much time as possible wherever you find any blocks or any problem in any of your body part, and put your hands like this at that particular body part. Suppose intestines, put your hands like this, lie down on the bed and go to the breathings. Like this. So first out, find out your health problems. Suppose there is a blood pressure problem related with the heart, right? So many negatives are there in our mind. Lot of negativities are there in our mind. Put your hands at the liver, or here, or at the liver. Lot of digestion problems are there. Put your hands at the navel, right? Breathing problems are there. Put these things here, the heart. So there is a science for all the physical ailments, for all the physical problems, health problems. Each health problem is connected with one vertebra. When there is a problem at that particular vertebra, 33 vertebrae are there, then one health problem will come out. Then what to do? We will discuss it later. It is a separate healing science. So, for the moment, if you do like this, you will practice this, I am giving you the guarantee. Definitely, you will get a lot of relief. After 1 or 2 months, if you go to the doctor, he will ask you what medicines you are using, apart from the medicines what he has given. But we are not using any medicines. We are just taking the help of the breathings. That's it. You just try to follow. There are some relationship problems in the family. Problems within the family or problems with the friends and partners or wife and husband, whatever it may be. When there are some relationship problems, put your hand here, or one hand here and one hand here. When you are lying on the bed, or once here and once here, or here like this, and take the breathings. Right? When you are having a lot of problems with your five senses, you are not able to control the anger, control anything which is not desirable, and then put your hands at your navel center. It has to be purified first for anything. Then take like this and put your hand at the navel and take breaths 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then if you do it for 10 or 20 minutes, I am sure you will go to sleep. That's why I am telling you to practice it in the night before going to bed. Don't fill the stomach completely in the night times. Don't eat lot of food at the night times. Okay. Even if you take the lot of food by any reason, so wait for 3 hours at least to do the pranayama practices. Remember that. That's why in India, what we advise all the students of the yoga students, complete the dinner by 7 o'clock, the maximum. Then go to the bed by 10 o'clock or 9:30. At least there should be a gap between the dinner and the bedtime, at least 2 to 3 hours minimum, 2 and maximum 3 hours time. By the time food will be digested, and then you can practice the pranayamas. When the stomach is full, we should not practice any pranayamas. Remember that. Okay? So this is one of the most important practices of the pranayamas. I told you. I will conclude this session with the final practice of pranayama. How to activate or purify or awaken the energies from the 7 or 6 chakras. Suppose let us start with the Mooladhara, the base center. Focus your mind there and take 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When the first breathe in at the Mooladhara, you visualize like a bud is blossoming like this. Second breathing like this, third breathing like this. Right? Again come to the next center. Again 3 times. Come to the next center. Again 3 times. Come to the heart. Again 3 times breathing. Come to the throat center. 3 times breathing. Come to the head, brow center. Again 3 breathings. And come to the final one. Again 3 breathings. Right? Do it very slowly. That means you are doing 21 pranayamas. It is not a small thing. When you are doing this practice, don't take deep breaths because it will take a long time. And first 2 or 3 centers you will be comfortable, and when come to the 4th chakra, you feel like exhausted because already you did 9 pranayamas. I completed one round, 3 pranayamas. So this is my capacity to breathe in and breathe out. If I do like this, it's such a deep thing, by the time I come to the second or third one, if there is any work for me in my office or anything, then when we cross the second one or third one, then we feel like, okay, let us do short. That means we lose the interest or we lose the strength or we are exhausted. Don't come to that state in the practice. That's why from the beginning itself, you have to practice in a moderate way, in a comfortable way. Finish. Then you can do it with all the joy, with all the comfort, with all happiness. You can complete the 7 chakras. So you have to adjust yourself regarding all the practices. In the beginning we start with all the focus and deep breathing and deep om, this and that. And when come to the middle part of it, we lose the interest or something will come to the mind or some work will be there like that. That's why you keep it not so fast, not so slow in these practices. Then, if you can, after the 3 breathings, chant Om from that center. Okay? Yesterday I explained about chanting Om at the centers. Now I am joining these two. What I am joining here, after doing 3 pranayamas there, then chant Om gently. You want to do 3 times? Like this, or a little bit shorter. Enough. The way you focus on it, it depends on that. Whether it is too long or too short, doesn't matter. The way you focus on that particular part, or on the sound, or on the breathing, if we can focus our mind and 100% and that's it, even 1 time or 3 times, it's more than enough. You include this also up to this part. And now I explained to you 3 or 4 types of breathings, pranayamas. And today we joined the pranayama with the Om. And we can also do one thing. You can also join this with the healings. How? Suppose you are putting your hands like this and then doing the breathings comfortably, and then you can also chant Om very slowly, not loudly. Like this, and do the pranayamas again and chant again. You know what happens with the vibrations produced from the chanting of Om? Even the cells will be awakened. The cells will get lot of strength, lot of oxygen. Cells will get lot of life, and the new cells will born. You understand? The new cells will born with lot of strength and energy. and you will become very strong. They are not the small practices. Why people they are not able to use these practices, you know? It is because of the laziness. To take a tablet is very easy. To practice, you need a lot of discipline and dedication and commitment. To take a tablet is very easy to the people, but how long we can take the tablets? For the emergency cases, deep rooted problems, that's of course you have to take the medicine. Apart from taking the medicine, you please practice these things also, and you will know by yourself how beautifully these practices will work. These are the very simple practices but very deep practices. Remember that. And tomorrow I will explain to you about the next step. I don't know what I have to explain, and I will explain to you the next step. And so don't think that you will practice after listening to the lectures. Don't do like that. Don't do like that. After listening to the lecture, and immediately sit down and practice it at least for 10 minutes, and then you can leave it. And in between, whenever you have any doubt, just listen again the lecture and practice it immediately. Like that, you continue your practices. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.